Maybe you've seen this clip before.
This is my bag.
We do not do checked bags.
We're finally going to explain why.
Hey kids, I'm Kamau.
I'm Selena.
And we're with the City and Beyond. Now, you may have heard of say we don't do checked bags for a while now, but we never actually explained why we don't do them.
And we're not sure if there's a conversation between the two of us, but it's definitely become a collective belief. And so we're gonna break down why it is that we don't check in bags.
And if you're new here, hi, hello, bienvenue. If you like our content, please subscribe and share this video with a friend who's always checking in their bags and losing them. Hi, Amanda.
The first reason why we don't check in bags is, you've guessed it, lost luggage. I've always had a fear about losing my luggage if I check it in. Even as far as back as when I first studied abroad, I did not want to check in any bags. So I filled up a couple of backpacks and then I checked in only one bag. I believe. It might have been none or one. And everybody was so impressed at how much I packed into my backpack in my personal bag. But I just did not like the thought of it going off somewhere and then possibly never returning. If you do see us check in a bag, often those times we just fill the bag up with dirty clothes and things that we don't care if they get lost. So that's pretty much the exception to the rule. And then we put all the valuables into our personal or carry-on.
The next point, baggage claim. I don't know about you, but for me, personally, the most annoying part about a flight is standing by the stupid carousel and waiting for them to put your bag on the conveyor belt and watching all the other bags go around before you can actually leave. If you take a personal bag or a carry-on, you get off the plane and then you leave. There's no, oh, is that my bag? Oh, no. Is that my bag? Oh, no. And here's another point to that. There is a chance someone might actually take your bag. Sure, it's a rarity, but it's a possibility. You know when that doesn't happen? When you just have your own bag, pull it from under your seat, take it from the overhead, walk out the plane, and go.
Another reason why we don't do checked bags is connecting flights. When we look for flights or looking to book tickets, we just look at the price. The price is the deciding factor. So we're not too consumed with how many connections we have. So a lot of people were concerned when we did our New Zealand tickets, because they were like, oh, you have to go to Frankfurt and then you have to go to Singapore and then you get to New Zealand? What's gonna happen with your bags? And I'm like, we don't care, because the bags are with us. The bags are with us and we don't have to worry about it getting lost in transit. Purchasing of those cheaper flights are actually just based on the price and the convenience of, what we want to see. Did we want to go to Frankfurt? Did we want to go to Singapore? That type of stuff are being questioned, not whether or not our bags would get lost, which I think a lot of people do consider and when they're buying tickets.
Have you ever watched X-Men First Class? Do you remember that guy and he stuck his head in the water tank and he got gills on himself? I believe his name was Darwin. That's called flexibility. You need to be able to adapt to the situation, and not checking in your bag allows you lots of flexibility when it comes to traveling. Things change on a normal basis all the time. Your plane gets rerouted, they change the routes, they make you connect to a flight, something of that nature. Then you have to wait for your bags, but not if they're with you.
Nope.
Travel difficulties do happen, and they have happened to us, and they probably would have been 10 times worse if we had checked a bag. Also, the flexibility it allows us can be summed up in one example, and that was we got to the airport very early to a flight to West Palm Beach, Florida. We asked if we can go on an earlier flight, and the very first question they asked us was, did you have any checked bags? The answer was no, and we were able to change flights without a fee. So by no means is it a perfect system, but it is still very helpful to do.
And the last reason that we don't check in bags is fees. We often have the option of having a free checked-in bag, but the times that we really don't want to add that checked-in bag fee on top of our oh so cheap flight ticket. So we prefer to not do that as much as we can if it's not for free or included with our ticket. It really does depend, but most of the time we go for not wanting to do a checked-in bag because of the fee.
We also know that we will likely not be able to do this forever. As we travel with friends and family, or as we expand our own family, we're going to need to have a couple of more bags with us, and possibly just bigger bags in general.
Which needs to be checked in.
Yeah, but for right now, our options with just doing a carry-on bag, specifically with connecting flights and things of that nature that we've already discussed, it's golden for us. It's absolutely golden.
Now let's show you what bags we often use to avoid checking in luggage and to fit within the baggage allowances.
These backpacks were our first bags for our first trip across the pond to London and Paris. Together, that is, because Selena went in her semester abroad. As you can see, one of the pros is how they open and how much we can fit inside. They are very spacious, very convenient. These are the bags that we would typically take on an extended trip if we want to bring a lot of things with us. Note the secret pocket on the back. That's where you're supposed to put the copies of your passport and itinerary, kids. So the biggest con with this one is pertinent to Selena's back, because this bag is on your back. So if you load it up, for instance, with vlogging gear, as well as your own clothes and anything else you might need, laptops and otherwise, because it can fit it all, it's going to be a lot on your back. So if you have scoliosis or any other type of thing that your chiropractor would recommend not putting a large load on your back for, these bags can still be for you. You just want to be mindful of what you put in it.
Okay, so this bag is what we call my like Pan Am or bowling bag. It's pretty small and it always fits the requirements for personal items. You really would want to use a bag like this when it comes to airlines like Spirit or Frontier. But the pro is that it's really cute, and of course it was from the thrift shop, so it's pretty unique. Not many people have it, and you can pretty much fit everything you need if you're trying to only fit everything for basic economy or budget airline. The con is that it is small, so it's pretty tiny and you have to be very strategic on what you pack in it.
So this is what we refer to as my Snoop Dogg bag. Technically, Snoop Dogg got me this bag. It's a long story and we won't get into it. It is a Neff duffel bag. It was a limited release. It is very convenient. As you can see, it's supposed to be a weekender bag, but I can probably get a week's worth of stuff in there, and I have. And it's very convenient. It always fits no matter how much I stuff it into all the regulation size. The drawbacks to this bag, however, is, as you can kind of see, it's a little bit thin of a bag, and also you can only carry it in your hand. You can try to put it over your shoulder, but it's not very comfortable, and it does not have a shoulder strap on there. I tried to add a shoulder strap on there and the bag started to tear a little bit because, again, it's a little thin. But if you just need it for a few days or a week, this bag is perfect for you.
Making its second appearance in a video is the London Fog bag. This is the go-to bag for a carry-on. It's pretty much a personal bag for most airlines, but it's more so the major airlines, not so much for Spirit or Frontier. It can fit a lot, and honestly, we can also put my laptop in here if I need to do editing or, you know, just want to play Sims. The pro is that it's pretty much been the savior for fitting that requirement, that luggage requirement. And I usually don't get any questions. It fits inside of the those bag measure thingies. It has the rolling bag pocket, as Kamal just oh so swiftly showed. The biggest con is that sometimes I do pack a little too much, like heavy, like weight wise, and it's only a handle, so you have to constantly like switch from hand to hand. But other than that, I don't think I have many complaints about this bag. But let me compare the size to what the Pan Am bag looks like / my rolling bag. You can tell that it's definitely a little bit bigger than that bag, and that Pan Am bag, like I said, is more of a personal size bag or budget airline bag. So you can see the difference in size and where the restrictions come from. So you definitely have to scale back a bit to fit the smaller bag. And then there is our newest addition, which is the Base Mini Weekender. I believe that's the name. I will correct it below if it's not. We haven't gone on a flight with this bag yet, but the intention with this bag is to have an alternative bag to the London Fog one. As you can see, I have a couple of items already in there. I've been using it for when I have to go into the office for work. As Kamau was showing, the laptop sleeve is perfect for just putting your laptop in, and it kind of always makes room for everything else because it has its own pocket. It also has a little pocket for putting the handles of a rolling bag, which is pretty common for Shay Mitchell has done for most of her bags. So we're pretty excited to use this bag at some point because we do think it'll offer a lot of room. I did bring it to Washington, D.C. for our previous road trip, and it was nice to have that added pocket all the way at the bottom to put like things like sneakers when I go to PA to visit my mom and help her out. I still try to get a cardio workout in, and having that area helps with not having more bags to carry.
A bag that we do want to add to our collection sometime in the near future is a rolling carry-on bag. We haven't actually found the best one quite yet.
The best fit for us.
That's fit for us. But we will take any suggestions that you might have, because we can't really carry them all the time or put them on our back forever. So it'd be nice to like just roll them along with us. So if you know of any roll and carry-on bags that fit the dimensions for specific major carriers, let us know in the comments below.
And with that said, if you liked this video, give us a big old thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Remember to subscribe because we have weekly videos, and we have a couple of more about basic economy and packing. So you don't want to miss anything, and you definitely need to add that notification bell. So click it right now. Until next week, bye.